All right, Chad, what was more uneventful than the first half of the Super Bowl?
I don't know, dude. You got me.
Well, we'll tell you, but not right now. Hey, Josh Kalinowski and Chad Lummus.
Howdy.
With the weekly real estate update. We're going to give you some updates on what's going on, hey, in the local market here, specifically in Casper.
That's right. So yeah, we're going to go traditionally what I typically do are pending sales over the last 2 weeks. Have been another great 2 weeks. 15 pending sales, an increase.
Yeah.
So we're up to 140 overall there. The 115 to 215 range had only an increase of 1. We're at 21 pending sales in that sector. The 215 to 315 range had the biggest increase of 10. We're 43 overall in that sector. The 315 to 5 had an increase of 6. We're up to 34 in that sector. And the 500 plus range, for the first time this month, had a decrease of 2. We're down to 17 in that sector.
Still 17, man. We're pushing 20, bro.
That's pretty good, yeah. So,
that's real good, man.
But yeah, if you look at the stats, the 215 to 315 range has the largest number of pending sales. So that might be the sweet spot right now.
Love it, man. Awesome. All right, so national economy, what's going on? Well, it isn't no Taylor Swift action, I will tell you that right now. So what is more uneventful than the first half of the Super Bowl?
That, I figured it out.
Okay.
It's the interest rates.
It is the interest rates. That is exactly right. Man, they are not doing anything. They're moving up a little bit, but that's because as the Fed came out, they noticed that unemployment was actually down from what they were considering it was going to be. And then inflation, which hard to believe, is actually down. And I don't think any of us believe that by any stretch of the imagination. However, because of those numbers, the Fed is not going to be lowering that interest rate. So kind of a big boo on this right now because there is a lot of bent up buyer demand.
There is, oh, absolutely.
So nationally, I just want to give you a little bit of a glimpse of what's going on nationally. Right now we have about 495,000 properties that are active on our market throughout the entire country. We had 66,000 just come on active this last week. 14,000 of those went under contract immediately.
Wow.
So that left about 52,000 of those active on the market. Now, you might be saying, well, is that good or is that bad? Actually, year to date, so from last year, that's actually a really good number. We're only down about 1% of what we typically should be, like 2019 numbers. So what we're at right now. So 52,000 properties that just came on the market, meaning that we're having seller confidence come back in, more homes for buyers to choose from.
Right.
So we do like seeing that. You might see some headlines in the paper right now saying that there's going to be a market crash. We're not even close to that. There's so much bent up buyer demand that as soon as interest rates do alleviate, which now they're anticipating, they're thinking that about June of this year, fingers crossed, right? That we'll start to see a little bit of a relaxation in those rates, man. But other than that, man, the market, once again, it is stronger than we anticipated with rates.
It's great January, yeah. And one more thing I have too is the active listings, just specifically here in Casper. We went from 111 down to 90 over the last 2 weeks, so that's a drop of 21.
Yeah, so I think that's a great statistic right there because it's actually showing you that buyers are putting properties under contract, and if they're priced accordingly to the market, you're starting to see those under contract as well too. So that's a key thing I think that sellers need to recognize is that as much as you think that the inflation, that those numbers of inflation are going to increase the value of a property, it's going to be a much slower rate this year than it is that you typically would see, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to be able to sell it.
Yeah. There's plenty of buyers out there, so.
There is. All right, man. Well, the second half of the Super Bowl is happening. And we even went into overtime, and maybe that's what's going to happen for our real estate market.
I have a feeling it is, yeah.
I think so too, my man.
All right, guys, we'll see you here in about a week or so, as long as nothing comes up in our busy lives.
That's exactly right. Hey, it's always good to see you. Enjoy. And of course, if there's anything that you need, questions or answers to any of the stuff that is going on, hey, get a hold of this guy over here. He knows the market. All right, take care.